Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm sorry. I ran some tests last night, but just having some problems here this morning. Okay, Lynn says hi. Thanks, Lynn. Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, Anne says yeah, you can hear me. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, we're gonna begin. Hi, Lafarge. Hi. Okay, I had some. Thanks for sticking around. I had some issues just beginning. I'm gonna plug in my mic now, and just let me know if you can hear me better. Okay. Can you hear me nicely now? Hey Bev, hey Andrew. Okay, Deborah's saying you can hear me nicely. Okay, great. We're here on the island. Can't hear you okay, but quite very video. Okay. Okay, so we are here in the island of Cheung Chau. This is one of Hong Kong's most popular islands, and I'm going to take you a little tour around. Now, if we were able to fly up into the sky, you would see that this island is shaped like a dumbbell, like a gym dumbbell that you would use. And on each side, there's a mountain, arrows, and then straight down here, if we just walked across here, is the beach. So Cheung Chau is perhaps the most colourful and popular and happening of the outlying islands in Hong Kong. It's got a peculiar shape. It's got these two large granite masses, the one on the right hand side and then the one on the left hand side. And then in between, where we're standing right now, we're on like a narrow tombolo, which has earned it the nickname the Dumbbell Island. Now, what was once an island with a small fishing village, you can still see some of the fishing ships, fishing boats here, and they look beautiful at night. Definitely come here for sunset. It's a really beautiful place to come. What was once like a small fishing village today is one of Hong Kong's top tourist attractions. Also one of my favorite places to visit. Hey, Carol. Cheung Chau offers visitors so many things to do that you can just make multiple day trips to discover a new part or activity of the island. Today, Cheung Chau is famous for its local delicacies and for a festival called the Bun Festival, where the men of the city climb a tower made of buns, and that happens once a year in May, so that's coming up, and that's unique to this island of Cheung Chau. But there's lots of beaches, hiking, special food you can find here and nowhere else. Now, the only way to get to Cheung Chau is by ferry, and here, right ahead of us, is the ferry terminal, this building. And that's how I got here this morning. Now there's two ferries you can take. There's a fast ferry, which takes about half an hour or 30 minutes, or the slow ferry, which takes about an hour. And depending on what time you leave, you may get the fast ferry or the slow ferry. So I took the fast ferry at 8 a.m. this morning, and I arrived here at 8:30. And if you're coming from Hong Kong Island, where you take the boat, you're gonna go to pier number 5 to catch the ferry. Now you'll notice that there aren't any cars here on Cheung Chau, but there are lots and lots of bicycles, and that's because the island is very small and there's no space for cars, so locals here own bicycles, and they get around the island that way. If they need to leave Cheung Chau, they could just take the ferry over there. Now I just want to place you where we are. So here we have Hong Kong Island, and this is where I left this morning, over here. These are the ferry piers, and I took a ferry all the way over here. This is the island of Cheung Chau. Now you can see the dumbbell shape. You've got the dumbbell on each side and then the narrow bit over here. So that's the island of Cheung Chau. Let me give you a nice close-up. Yeah, so your fast ferry is going to take about 30 minutes. The slow ferry is going to take an hour. Just keep that in mind when you're coming, and check the times to see which ferry you're going to be taking, because there's different ferries that are leaving at different times. Now, once you're on the island, there are two ways to get around. By walking. Oh, and there's the ferry leaving right now. There it is. That's the ferry I got about half an hour ago. Yeah, now once you're on the island, there's two ways to get around. You can get around by bicycle or via just walking around. Cheung Chau has quite narrow alleys and roads, and it doesn't allow for cars. So you're not going to see any cars here. You're going to see some bicycles, maybe somebody on a skateboard. But it's pretty. It's a slow. They're just called the fast ferry and the slow ferry, and definitely I would recommend checking the schedule before you leave, and I would recommend taking the fast ferry. I usually take the fast ferry if I schedule it right. I take the fast ferry here and the slow ferry back, and I end up just falling asleep on the ferry back because you always have an amazing time. Now, Cheung Chau has plenty of activities for first-time and returning visitors, and don't be surprised to find the island packed with visitors on weekends, and that's why I've come here quite early this morning while it's still quiet, because later in the day it's going to get a lot busier. Now let's talk about our favorite things to do. Now my very favorite thing to do here in Cheung Chau is to take one of these bicycles, these sit-down bicycles you can see here with a little roof. Yes, the speed is slower. The speed of the ferry is slower. So it takes about 30 minutes for the fast ferry to get back to Hong Kong Island here from Cheung Chau, and about an hour to take the slow ferry. So it's about double the time, but the slow ferry is a little bit cheaper as well. So my favorite way to get around is on this over here. You can hire them, and it's a great way to explore the island. But what Cheung Chau is really known for is the food. All the delicacies and all the amazing sweet things that you can try here. So yeah, and to many locals, Cheung Chau is synonymous with delicious local snacks. The island is famous for mochi. Now mochi is it's a glutinous rice that's made into almost like a dough, and it's used to cover things. So the mochi that's most famous here is mango mochi. So that's a piece of mango covered in like a glutinous rice, and it's delicious to eat. In fact, the way we're going is where we can find the mango mochi. Also famous here are the fish balls. Here you can see them. They're yet to be fried. It's still quite early in the morning. So those will be fried and some sauce will be added. And then to have on weekend, go and delicacies like freezer. Yeah, I'm noticing signal issues too. Yeah, so if you're coming to Cheung Chau, try mango mochi. Try, definitely if you're here in a hot summer day, try frozen watermelon and try some of the fish balls. And just walking out down the street, down the promenade here, you'll find lots of vendors selling delicacies and desserts. And then, of course, one of the most striking features of Cheung Chau are all the restaurants. And we're here, it's still quite early in the morning, but in about an hour or two, all the restaurants will be opening up. And you'll find they're just everywhere. There are restaurants everywhere on the island. Now what I want to do is I want to take you, one of my favorite things to do here, there's always so much to do here, is to go to swimming. And I'm going to turn down one of these roads because I want to show you the distance. There's actually a really, really small distance. So there, down this road, you can see that's the water. I just want to show you how narrow the island is. So I'm just going to walk down here, show you the boats, the fishing ferries, and then boats, and then right on the other side, not even 100 meters away, is the beach. So let's do that. Let's get a nice postcard of these beautiful fishing boats with the bicycles. And then we won't even walk 100 meters, and then we'll be at the beach where we can go for a swim. Oh yes, so Rose is asking what the time difference is. Right now it's 9:10 here in Hong Kong on the island of Cheung Chau. I hope you're getting a nice clear postcard. I should come here in the evening and get a sunset photo. At sunset, this is really beautiful. Okay, so let's walk through, and you'll just be amazed at how close the water is. So I'm just going to walk straight, and in less than 100 meters, we're going to be on the beach. I would hate to think what would happen here if the effect of global warming. Cheung Chau may just become two islands because this is a very, very narrow tombolo that connects the two mountainous parts of the island. It's amazing to be able to leave Hong Kong Island, which is this very futuristic capital, and then come to Cheung Chau, which is very laid back and relaxing, and where time almost stands still. And to have that contrast here is really, really cool. And you always feel like you're on holiday when you come here to Cheung Chau. And so we're almost at the beach, believe it or not. I'm just going to walk through this narrow alleyway and then we'll be at the beach. Like, yeah, the beach is just behind here. So there are actually two sandy beaches that are a short distance away. There's Tung Wan Beach and Kwan Yam Yan Beach. I'm going to take you to Tung Wan Beach, which is the most popular of the two beaches. Also the bigger of the... We're at the beach. And just like that, we're here at the beach. And I'm going to tell you what some people like to do when they come to the beach here or come to Cheung Chau. They love to stay, and you can stay and stay in Cheung Chau. There are a number of hotels, and I have many great memories of coming here and swimming on the beach, swimming out to the buoys there, and there's a lifeguard on duty. I'm going to give you some shots quickly of both sides of the beach. So if you're wondering what this yellow thing is in the water, that's a shark net. Yeah, so this narrow long beach is relatively commercial with plenty of restaurants and cafes next to it. The beach offers the usual amenities. It's got showers, toilets, there's even a lifeguard down there. And you can rent beach umbrellas inside this building over here, the white building there. Now, right on the other side, right down there, behind that breaker, about 5 minutes walk from here, is a much smaller, cozier beach. So if you just like crowds, then this is probably where you should head. Although, because it is a small beach, it also tends to get packed very quickly. Now, I have the beach to myself, and that's because I'm so early. And I can tell you in Hong Kong, people like to sleep in late, and I'm here at about 8, 9 a.m. People are still in bed, and so I'm lucky. I've got, usually on a day like today, it's going to get really, really busy, but because it's still quite early, it's only 9 a.m., everybody's still asleep. And so we've got the beach to ourselves, which is not very usual. They've only got a lifeguard. I think there's about 2 people swimming today, so we're really, really lucky. Now, we're not going to go there today, but I'm going to show you. In this direction, you can see there's a hill there. Now, you can do a hike to the North Lookout Pavilion. So if you fancy some exercise while you're on Cheung Chau, there's a short hike to the North Lookout Pavilion, and this is really highly recommended. It has the highest point on the island, and it actually offers great views from that vantage point. So there's always lots of things to do. You can come have some snacks, come to the beach, go for a hike, see the whole view of the island. But I'm going to now take you in the direction of my favorite place, and that's going to be on this side, and that is to a pirate's cave. Yes, you're right, a pirate's cave. So I'm going to walk back. We're going to walk back now to the other side of the beach, and then we won't. Unfortunately, this signal here is quite limited, so I'm not going to get all the way to the cave, but I'm going to show you where it is, and I'll tell you the story of that cave. Now, before we leave, there's one last thing I want to show you. And that is where to stay. So if you're coming to Cheung Chau, you can come for the day, or you come and spend a night. Enjoy your time here. And in front of us, I just want to line up a nice shot of it, is the Warwick Hotel. This is the biggest hotel. It's that big building straight ahead of us. It's the biggest hotel on the island. It's located between Tung Wan beaches, so the 2 beaches that we have. And the rooms offer lovely views of both beaches. So there it is right in front of us, that big building. And It offers lovely views of the beaches, and if you end up staying there, make sure you order room service for your breakfast and you can eat a scrumptious meal while overlooking this beautiful beach in the morning. A great way to start your morning. So this is where you can come. You can hire umbrellas, everything that you need for the beach, and there are lifeguards on duty all the time. Changing rooms are here on the left, so easy to get around. Now there's a unique festival that happens once a year. Now, because of COVID, it hasn't happened for the last 3 years, and it's called the Cheung Chau bun snatching contest. And it's because of COVID, it hasn't been running for the last 3 years, but I'm excited to announce that it's back this year, and it's going to happen next month in May 2023 after a 3-year COVID-19 break. Now, this annual bun festival is perhaps what Cheung Chau is best known for, so definitely check that out, and I'll be sharing some more information about it on my Facebook group, because it's very, very quirky. It's actually featured in Time magazine's top 10 quirky local festivals list. It's a 3-day festival, which usually happens in early May and coincides with Buddha's birthday. Now, the origins of this festival date back to the 18th century, when the island was wrecked and plagued by a plague and pirates. The Bun Festival celebrates the time when the image of Pak Thai was paraded through the village and drove away the plague and the pirates. However, today it is more of a celebration of Chinese culture. Now, the big thing to look out for in the festival is they make multiple towers of buns, and these buns are specially imprinted. They've got a special stamp on them, and there's a competition between locals who can collect the most buns. But it is a bun tower, and so it is really, really long, high, and so they have to do a lot of climbing. And so those buns are vegetarian, and so the whole island turns vegetarian for those 2 days, and it's quite a marvel to behold. Just I'll share some videos online afterwards, but it's really, really fascinating and cool to watch. So I'm going to turn left in a second, and we're going to go in the direction of where we can find the Pirates Cave, and this is one of my favorite places to visit. This is my highlight. Yes, Andrew, the beach does get very crowded, especially later on in the day, and of course the beach is quite small, and a lot of people just love to come to Cheung Chau for the weekend. And here you can find here's a resort right on the beach here. So lots of boutique hotels and places to stay here for locals. There's even a high school right here. Yeah, there were some beautiful murals here. Kwokman School. So what's great about it is living on this island is that you've got the ferry that takes you back to the central business district, so you can live on this beautiful island, have this amazing lifestyle, and then go to work, and it's only going to take you 30 minutes there and back. So you can have your cake and eat it. Now we're going to make our way to the Pirates Cave, and I'm going to tell you more about that as we walk. Okay, so this is perhaps my favorite place to explore, and we're going in the direction of it. And it's the Cheung Chau cave. And this cave was once used by one of the most famous pirates in Hong Kong's history. His name was Cheung Chau. Oh, let's go down. What I love about being in Cheung Chau is you can just go down these narrow roads and discover new places and explore. Now, Cheung Chau served as an officer of the pirate chief Cheung Chau and later his widow. However, in 1809, his fleet was defeated by the Portuguese army. And after his capture, Cheung Chau joined the military and quickly rose in its ranks. His cave is still a major attraction, and we're making our way down to it now. It's quite a long walk, but it's a really beautiful cave, and that's supposedly where he hid his treasure. And there's a beautiful walk you can do through the cave. And it comes through the island, goes right into the beach on the other side. And today it's a major tourist attraction here in Cheung Chau. So don't be surprised if you get there and there's a huge line to get inside. But if you come early enough, like right now, you don't need to worry about that too much. Now, just about getting into the cave. The cave is extremely narrow and dark. So if you are coming to the cave, make sure you bring a flashlight, or if you have a flashlight on your phone, that'll work too. The entrance does require visitors to climb down through a narrow opening, and there's an exit on the other side of the mound. But the exit is quite well concealed by the rocks on the other side, so it's a really well hidden cave. Then, of course, coming to a Chinese island wouldn't be complete without temples. And also in the direction of the cave is one of two temples that are here on Cheung Chau. Here you can see here's an Pak Thai temple playground, so we're close to the temple when even the oh, I want to show you something. Oh, this is really exciting. We were really lucky. So remember I was telling you about the bun scrambling competition where these locals climb the bun towers? We're very lucky today. You can get a real sense of how bun tower. There's going to be 3 of these that different people are going to compete to try and this whole tower is going to be covered in buns, and the competition is to see if you can get all of the buns down the fastest. And so there'll be 3 of these massive towers. So another reason to come visit is to come to see the temples. So this one is the Pak Thai Temple, which is located on the north road of the island, just off Pak Shi Pai Road. And this temple was built in 1783 and is now listed as a Grade 1 historic building. Now, if I remember correctly, temple let me show you a map quickly of the island so you can see where the temple is. So here are the 2 temples. There's the Pak Shi Tin Hau Temple. This temple is a 2-hall building located in the north of Pak Thai and is one of 4 temples in Cheung Chau dedicated to Tin Hau. Tin Hau is the goddess of the sea here in Hong Kong. You're going to see a lot of Tin Hau temples because Hong Kong is surrounded by water. And inside this temple is a copper bell that was cast in 1767, and so it's believed that the history of this temple should be about more than 200 years old. And then we have the Pak Thai Temple. This temple was built in 1783 and is listed as a Grade 1 building. And there are a collection of valuable antiques in the temple, such as a big sword made by the Song Dynasty, that's from 960 to 1279, and a wooden cedar chair made in 1894. And the famous Bun Festival is held in front of the temple every year. And so we're going to make our way to those temples now. They're very close by. I just want to double check something. Now this is a great way to get around what this man is going on. That's how you want to get around on Cheung Chau. Okay, so let's go to the Pak Thai Temple. Now, Pak Thai, he's the main deity of the temple. And here it is. In my opinion, it's the most beautiful of all the temples, of all 4 temples here on Cheung Chau. There's one close, when we go closer to the cave, there's one there as well. But this is definitely the most beautiful and most elaborate. Let's go and get some close-ups of the amazing artworks on this temple. It's not a Buddhist temple. What it is it's like a Chinese traditional religion. Usually the people in these temples, all the temples, they actually were real people. And then they, like, I'll give you an instance for Tin Hao. Tin Hao, she was a real person, and her brothers and father were out fishing, and there was a storm, and her mom, she had some sort of psychic ability or something, and her mom tried to wake her up and said, "Your brothers are in trouble, can you go help them?" And then she astral traveled there and saved them, and because of that she became like they made her a goddess. And so that's pretty much the story. Look at that beautiful artwork on the temple. And so it's not Buddhism, it's like Chinese traditional religion. There's a special name for it. Usually the name of the temple is the name of the god or the goddess, and you always have like some incense in the front and a place for people to go inside and pray. They're just beautiful. I just love the details on this temple. Beautifully detailed temple. Yeah. Now I'm just going to give you a view of the temple from here. It really is a spectacular temple with a beautiful location. Now, unfortunately, the island of Cheung Chau has very limited range, so I can't take you into the cave because we lose signal. I've only got signal on this narrow tombolo where all the houses are, because I checked the signal map. So I would love to take you to the cave today, but there's no way to do that unless I film it. So I'll find a video and show you what the cave, the pirate cave, looks like. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining me for my first YouTube live after a long break, and I've been wanting to bring you here for so long. This is such a cool island, and I hope you've gotten a sense of the charm of this amazing island. There's lots to do. You can come to the beach, swim, check out the temples, explore caves, go hiking in the mountains on the hills here, try the food, and of course the bun festival unique to this this island, which is happening this month in May. And so I'll be sharing those details about the Bun Festival. I'll show you some old videos of the Bun Festival and some pictures, and then also of the cave. I'll share those on my Facebook group. So if you're not part of my Facebook group, please have a look at that. I just want to get to a few technical issues in the front, but I think for joining me on this amazing island. We've been wanting to share this island with you for so long, and oh, thanks for sharing that. So I will make this tour available on YouTube, and so if you miss part of it, or I'll make it available. And tomorrow we're gonna go to my favorite part of Hong Kong, and we're gonna have the best views ever. So same time tomorrow, I'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm gonna switch the camera around and say cheers from me, Matt in Hong Kong, and see you soon. Bye bye.